Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies that the music. I did realise the music keeps going up and down in the volume. Hopefully, that'll be sorted out for next week. Or hopefully before at the end of the spring. Welcome those who have tuned in. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're back for series 5 of this brilliant show. If I'm being honest, really enjoyed doing series 4 as well. Welcome those who have tuned in. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's welcome to, let me just get onto the live chat. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in to Saul Starling, Joe Willett, Liam Martin, Football Fan 148, Post and In, and no one else. I did put a disclaimer in the live chat just as we were going live, saying warning: headphone users, music will be loud. I missed the suit. Yeah, can't find the suit at the minute. So not sure what's going to happen. Might be able to get it for series 6, or even if we manage to find it, might be able to wear it for next week. But as you all know, for those who are new, this is where, obviously, this is the only show on Dazzer's Football Stand, the only streams that we really talk about everything transfers, also rumours. We're even going to talk about Middlesbrough FC's managerial stuff as well. But of course, where would Dazzer's transfer show be without a guest? So, introducing from Cambridge on the outskirts of London, it's the Watford Hornet himself. It is Jude Baines.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me on. And I actually having me in my mic at the right time. But no, good evening. I wonder who's disappointed to see me on the transfer show. But no, I'm delighted to be on. Yeah, pleasure coming on as always, Daz.
What's happened there?
Oh, and we're having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, just something going on. Well, it's probably hopefully it'll work though. But yeah, thanks very much for coming on, and congratulations on being the first guest. Should I say you were that quick in a live chat? Not in the live. I'm getting my teeth stuck in the wrong place. You were that quick in the comment section. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. But the first thing we're going to talk about is not related to transfers. Of course, we'll talk about Watford transfers at some point. And good luck on the new series. Not Jude Boo, lol. Joe, you're on next week anyways. Just before we do, post name says, not sure if you know, but it's Adam. Yeah, I do know it's you, Adam. Yeah, thank you very much for joining. I haven't seen you on Channel 4 a bit. Dortmund have won the transfer window. It's early days. Yep, anyways, so let's talk about Watford's season. Of course, you weren't far away from finishing 7th, just behind Wolves. And then, of course, last game of the season, West Ham, you totally fell apart. And I'm not sure whether this is a plus or probably humongous negative, but you're the only team to concede a goal inside 6 seconds, which is Premier League history.
Thanks for bringing that up.
But yeah, you've obviously got to the final, got tongued against Man City. But how do you think Watford's season's been?
Really good. Like, ignore the end of the season. I know it wasn't great, but considering not many people thought we'd be like, pushing for 7th and nearly getting the top 10 and the FA Cup final on top of that. I think it's been a really positive season, and I'm absolutely still delighted with it. It's a bit gutting to obviously end the way it did, but even so, it's been terrific.
Yeah, I think you've had a great season. Of course, you had your ups and downs.
Yeah.
By the way, posting in just put a Shane Long goal was so amazing to watch. As a Saints fan.
Great. Oh, is he a Saints
fan? Well, yeah, like I say, we've obviously had that. City game, you obviously travelled to Wembley. It seemed that you enjoyed it, even though you didn't get back till goodness knows when. But, long journey, seeing your team play. And I felt in the final, your fans, and no disrespect to Man City fans, but your fans are louder than City's.
Yeah, well, I agree, and we're the smaller club, and our fans still bigger. Mm-hmm. And today's drink of choice, would you like to say it, Daz? Because it's not Iron Brew for once.
Diet Coke. Okay. Welcome to Nick Muller. Thanks so much for joining. And obviously the United 2. Thanks for joining. United 2's Watford had a good season, but they were also unlucky. Wasn't a long journey. Well, it was. If it was me, it would be. I don't have the thumbnail. I don't have thumbnails. I don't know how to put thumbnails on the laptop, mate. So that's why I don't have one.
Hello?
Oh, brilliant. And of course we have technical issues. Anyways, let's as you can see here, this is a list of stuff I've been jotting down earlier. We're going to start, of course, I'm going to talk a bit about Herrera to PSG, which is obviously the main topic of this stream, hence why it says that in the title. Statue Demon up, by the way, thanks so much for joining. Thanks for joining, George. Thanks for joining. Man City closing on Juventus, right back Joe Cancelo for a fee of 50 million. We'll get on to that in a bit. I'm all right, cheers. Please drop a like if you haven't already done so. Very much appreciated. However, to PSG was already a done deal. He was already left at the end of the season. Obviously, now is the great time to talk about it. However, for me, was captain ability at Manchester United. And I think it's a real shame that he's gone. I don't think it was a great decision by the United board, if I'm being honest, because Herrera's a player you can depend on. He's, as I said, captain ability. He's capable of, bossing the midfield. He's the type of player that we need. And I think if we don't sign any centre mids who are any good at all, good enough, should I say, to replace Andrew Herrera, United are going to be stuck next season.
Oh, we're having some technical difficulties. Right. I'll be back in a sec.
God, here we go. This is what happens when it's live. Anyways, Porcelain's got to go for his dinner noise. United 2's put, I really want Herrera to stay, but it is officially his leave, and it was a really key player for Manchester United. Absolutely was a key player. He was one of those players who you could depend on. Scored some important goals as well, especially against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Yes, sorry to say that, Chelsea fans, but that was a pivotal moment for us. How do you think United are going to do next season? If we don't bring in anyone who can replace Sander or wherever, do you think United are going to even attempt to chase the Champions League next season?
Well, I'll be honest. United's hopes at Champions League are already. So they're going to have to invest, and apparently Solskjaer's been given 250 million to invest. Players are coming in like one potentially, like Daniel James, which Dazzer I know isn't particularly happy about. Wan-Bissaka, loads of other names. De Ligt's been thrown about, but I think he won't come. I think we'll go to Barcelona.
Nah, he won't.
And obviously we will talk about. Actually, I feel like we should save. This Dazzer transfer show. We're going to be talking about all these transfers anyway, so I don't want to say too much on them, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough. Yeah. Keep getting comments in the live chat, lads. David's also put Manchester United considering signing Adrian Wabo. I doubt that's going to actually happen because I think he's staying. He's either staying at PSG or he's going to a different club. From what
He's not staying at PSG. I know that.
I don't think he's coming to United. That's what I do know. So, however, the PSG man free transfer as well, which isn't good. Here's one note for not necessarily Chelsea fans. Next week, obviously, Antonio Conte is apparently supposed to join Inter Milan next week. But this is one thing: when Conte joins Inter Milan next week, they are looking to sign Romelu Lukaku and Victor Moses. One player from Chelsea and one player from Manchester United. Now, for me, to be honest, Lukaku's not that great anyway, so I'd happily let Lukaku go any day of the week. He's about as good as Jordan Hugill. And that's saying a lot for the 70-odd million striker. Now, hold on a second.
You reading the live chat?
No, I've just had a message here.
Right. Anyway, yeah, but yeah.
I just had a message off Joe. That's what it was.
Okay.
I don't know what. I'll speak to him later. Welcome to Jack. Thanks very much for joining the stream. Please drop a like as I haven't already done so.
Yep.
Antonio Conte's worked with Victor Moses, so I can kind of understand exactly why he's trying to bring in a Chelsea player. I don't understand why he's bringing in Lukaku when he's about as useful as Jordan Hugill in the Premier League. And if he does leave United and go to Inter Milan, do you think he'll be successful at Inter?
I think he will, just because I think he'll suit the Serie A. That's the only reason. I feel like it's the defense. There's no disrespect intended, but it's a lower standard of defense in the Serie A. I have to admit, I've seen it. I've seen it before. It's a lower standard of defense. I think Lukaku, big, strong player, not as quick anymore as he used to be, but I think he'll suit the Serie A down to a T.
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to read this comment here from David, who's just talking about the Victor Moses point. They can have Victor Moses. He never gets picked and is pretty much useless. Now, yeah, I've always thought this, and this is the same with Manchester United, Middlesbrough, Bayern Munich, any club in the world. What's the point in keeping players if you're never going to play them? And that's the same for Watford.
Yeah,
I just think it's pointless keeping all the players and you're never going to play them. If you're on Kareem or you never play them, what do? You on the transfer market. It's as easy as that. Although I wish it was as easy as FIFA 19, but it's not. Anyways, but people can see where I'm coming from. Is if you're going to not play players, well, why keep them at United? Why keep not United? But why keep them at your actual team when they're just going to get paid for being a bench warmer? You might as well send them out on loan to someone in like League Two, or if you're in like a German league, probably the Bundesliga Dry or the Dry League or whatever it's called. Different leagues like that. Don't keep them at a club that's never going to play. If they're English, you need to, although he isn't. Oh, Victor Moses. Yeah, I wasn't on about just Victor Moses. I mean, like different. any player at any club, not just Victor Moses. But as I say, it's pointless keeping hold of them. And for me, Victor Moses, he has the experience of working under Conte. He didn't really get played much, but I think he'll get more time at Inter Milan. Although, really, because they have some very good players. Quinny Ivan, well, he's a centre back. Anyways, Lukaku. I doubt Lukaku is going to replace Icardi, because there's been things saying he's probably going to stay, things he's going to leave, and that's what I don't think. I don't think Lukaku is going to be better than Icardi. I think Icardi's going to stay in his position. Either that, or what they're going to do is play two up front and have Lukaku and Icardi is the front two. Jude's just disappeared for the minute, so he's just
1 second, guys. 1 second.
trying to sort something out. No worries about it, hopefully. No, they're streaming. Nope. I'm not going to ask him when I'm in a stream, mate. Icardi's told his agent he would like to leave. Moses was used quite a lot under Conte at Chelsea. I didn't really watch him much, if I'm being honest with you.
Say 1 second, Daz. I'll be a minute.
Oh, goodness me. Oh, this is gone.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm sorry. AK my brother today.
Oh, would be, wouldn't it? Anyways, you need the 5 English thing. So that's why a lot of teams have players from England on reserves. Fair enough. No argument in a live chat. You'll both be getting timed out, because that's how we do it. That's how we're doing it on here, because I'm not taking any crap in the live chat, if I'm being honest. Frisbee's game, thanks for joining stream. Aguero to Barcelona. Is that true, or is that just a rumour? If Aguero does go to Barcelona, then be a bit of a blow for Man City, because I think he's their best player, and there's also Bernardo Silva on it. But I think him to Barcelona, I suppose he'd have a good partnership with Lionel Messi. I just don't see how he'd get played ahead of Luis Suarez, because Luis Suarez is their best striker. So it'd be a bit of a battle between Luis Suarez and Aguero for the first team start. And what is going on in the live chat? Company's going back to Belgium. Oh, yes, I didn't even.
Yes, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yes, Company's gone to do player manager at Anderlecht in the Belgian Pro League. Now, very surprising, considering he's obviously Man City captain, legend for them. And for those who if anyone doesn't know what a player manager is, it basically means that when you're on the pitch, your assistant manager's taking charge on the sidelines. When you're off the pitch, you're taking charge of the entire team on the sidelines. So, a bit different. He'll probably play in his normal position in centre back, but I think he'll do well at Anderlecht. And did anyone ever think that Vincent Kompany would become a player manager? I certainly didn't expect it. But how do you think he's going to do at Anderlecht? And considering he's in his home country.
Well, I mean, he'll be the best player comfortably at Anderlecht. I think everyone knows that. Even if he is, the thing is, I just don't know if he's going to prioritise managing. It's really hard to say. I don't know if he'll play himself every game and leave the touchline torch to the assistant, but it's a really weird job in football. You don't see it very often. And I'm just intrigued to see how he does it, because I'm pretty sure he's being called up to the Belgian national squad, so his playing career is definitely not stopped. Yet he's manager of it's very confusing. I think we'll have to just see how it progresses, because there's no way of saying if he'll prioritise managing or if he'll prioritise playing or what he'll do. There's no way of saying.
Fair enough. I just have seen an interesting point from David. And this is what I love about doing the transfer shows. There's stuff that I might not have written down, and then you get people who put interesting stuff in the comment section. This is what I love about it.
Yeah.
And I know, I do have a lot of stuff to get through, but we only have till 7:45, so we have to be done at that point. Juventus.
Oh, what?
What on
Pardon?
earth?
Sorry, my headphones fell off.
Oh. Here we go. David's put Juventus are ready to launch a new bid for Inter captain Mauro Icardi as they seek a new number 9 partnership for Cristiano Ronaldo next season. Now, I suppose that's good when it comes to freshening legs. I do think that Ronaldo and what's his name, Mario Mandzukic part. I think the partnership between them is good enough at the minute. Certainly one that's won them the league. But it'd be interesting to see how Mauro Icardi copes there, because obviously he's got Serie A experience, plays in the Serie A for Inter Milan. Now, would that mean that Lukaku would be his replacement? Probably yes.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Now, since Jude is a Watford fan, I want to get this one quickly done. We want to talk a lot about it. Watford are interested in signing Boca Juniors' Christian Pavon, who is a forward who is on a 30 million release clause. He's got 11 caps for the Argentinian national team, and he's had 30 goals and 32 assists in 109 appearances in all competitions. And looking at the goals that Jude's been watching, they seem to be very good ones. Seem to be a very good player. What are your thoughts on this, then, mate, as a Watford fan?
Well, I'm very excited if this goes through. We've been crying out for a winger, definitely in the transfer window, and I'd like to get the business done early. The only stumbling block is perhaps the price, but price aside, the stumbling. I mean, we've got the money because we've, the Richarlison sale, all of that, and the Premier League money that's coming is ridiculous. But it's that he's unproven in Europe, let alone the Premier League. He's only proven in Argentina. So I know South American players, when they come over to the Premier League, they tend to do well, but it's impossible to say if he'll do well at Watford. I really love him too, and he's a quick player with an eye for goal. Very, very agile player, safe to say, but he's also quite strong. I've heard on the ball, so I think his style suits the Premier League down to a T. I think I know he's quite a small player. I think he's only about 5'6" or something. Nearly as small as Joe. No, but seriously. No. Since he's unproven, it would be a risk. But I think a risk Watford would love to take. It would be fantastic.
Absolutely, yeah. The one thing I have, and I know I'm not normally a critic, but I always wonder whether players are going to come from different leagues, like the Argentinian league, whether they're going to do well in the Premier League. Because the Premier League's miles, bigger than the Argentinian league. I know you've got some big clubs in there, like Boca Juniors and River Plate, and they're the only two I really know. But yeah, it's all right saying he's got enough skill to succeed in the Premier League. Doesn't have any Premier League experience, though, does he? And he's never played in the Premier League. Now, obviously, he's played for Argentina. He'll have played against some of the Premier League quality players who actually play in the Prem. So, with no experience, is he likely to do as good as he did at Boca Juniors at Watford? That's it's one of those things, really. He has enough skill. He's a very skillful player, and I think he'd be good in the Premier League. I'm just not certain because of obviously no experience, and he doesn't know the Premier League back to front.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly, before we move on, just say a couple of points about him. He's he's a versatile player, can play right wing, left wing, and centre forward. He's got second citizenship of Italian, so I think work permit issues wouldn't be a thing. I think he'd be fine for a work permit. I got it wrong. He's 5'8", not 5'6", so a lot taller.
A foot
taller than Joe. Yeah, a foot taller than Joe. And also another positive, he's only 23. He's just turned 23, actually. A couple of months ago, he turned 23. So he's still young, still got time to grow. And Lionel Messi last year said he loves playing with Christian Pavon because not only is he quick, but he's got excellent decision making, and it's very rare for Lionel Messi to come out and say something like that. So if Lionel Messi rates him, why wouldn't we?
Fair enough. It's actually an interesting point. I've never known a big player like Messi actually say stuff like that about obviously one of the guys who he's only got 11 caps for the Argentinians. Go and look how many Messi's had. Now, stick my earphone back in, ended up falling out. That's that one done now. On Manchester United, now this is where the things start to hot up. A couple of signs we're looking into. We've also De Ligt won't come to United. He's likely to go to Barcelona. Looking at the odds, Daniel James, and this leads me to Jack's point. It says Daniel James's dad died this morning. Yes, I knew about that. He's withdrew from the Wales squad and has told United he needs some time to get over the death. Then he will complete the move. I respect that. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's. I suppose it's the right thing to do. I mean,
you can't.
Family comes first in these situations. Well, please do drop like we're really done to like. By the way, but Daniel James, 15 million, plays for Swansea, 4 goals, 7 assists in 33 matches. For a left winger is not brilliant. Well, if you look at the goals wise, it's only 4 in 33 Championship appearances. It's been a flop in the Championship. Will he be a flop in the Premier League? Probably, because I doubt he's going to get many. I don't think he's going to get much game time, and he's probably one of those guys who's going to come into the Premier League and play mainly in the Carabao and the FA Cup games, and possibly 1 or 2 Europa League games. He can put a ball to the penalty area. He just barely scores. So, is he good enough for United? Is he United quality? I wouldn't say so until I see him in a Manchester United shirt. Now, it's very likely these deals going to be done soon. What a legend Ledbetter is to do that. A Ledbetter.
Ledbetter? What has Ledbetter done?
I'm wondering that. I just don't think he's good enough for United. Obviously, Koulibaly, there's been rumours about Koulibaly, and I'd happily take him. I just think his price tag is too high. Wan-Bissaka, on the other hand, he's only 21 years old, and that's the type of player United could do with. Not when Crystal Palace are wanting 70 million for him. No defender is worth that much money at all. And yeah, well, we'll have less of that in the live chat. Thanking you.
Less of that in the live chat, people.
I don't allow that, by the way. Sorry about that, Joe. Hasselbank wants Chelsea to sign with Zaha Wan-Bissaka. I was just on to Wan-Bissaka there. They're wanting 70 million for Wan-Bissaka. There's no way he is worth that at all. I know he's a very good right back for Palace. I just don't think he's worth 70 million at all.
Yeah. I think he has potential to become the best English right back. But 70 million, especially only being 21, especially only being at Crystal Palace, wouldn't be the smartest move. I think Man United, didn't they only offer 25 million originally? That's what I've heard. But not confirmed, I don't think. And yeah, I mean, it just shows Premier League pricing, because we look at will we come on to Dortmund at some point?
Yeah.
We may as well go on to them now, actually, whilst I'm on the topic.
Indeed, we will. Now, Christian Pulisic is now now a Chelsea player. No, he went on Dortmund. Dortmund have signed Julian Brandt from Bayern Leverkusen, Morgan Hazard from Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Schultz from Hoffenheim. And as we're talking about the Bundesliga, I'll also mention Bayern as well. Bayern are currently linked with Leroy Sané, who has actually been one. The only reason he's really been linked with Sané is because he's been wanted by Bayern's president, Uli Hoeneß. And, of course, Leicester City are currently in the race favourites, actually, never mind that, to sign Ian Wobben. Now, also, we'll talk about these three things whilst we're on the Bundesliga topic. But three signings made by Dortmund, they're doing quite well. Bayern haven't signed anyone yet, although it takes Bayern quite a bit of time to actually sort out financial stuff. So, will we sign Leroy Sané? Maybe not. Obviously, Uli Johannes wants obviously Leroy Sané at the club because he wants it as another German person in the team. He'd fit in the team, obviously, his home country. But yeah, he has played in the Bundesliga as well. I nearly said he hasn't. He has
that's
played
the thing.
Bundesliga as well, so he's got Bundesliga experience. I can't remember who he played for.
Schalke, mate. Schalke.
Yes, that's who it was. Yes, thank you very much. I couldn't think of the name. Schalke 04. That was two. It's kicking off from that. Anyways, but yeah, he's had a lot of experience in the Bundesliga. He's played against Bayern before. He knows the type of football Bayern play. But has he played under Nico Kovac? And he might actually be playing under Nico Kovac because apparently the rumours are that he's going to get sacked at the end of the Deutsche Pokal final. No idea why, but if that's the case, I think it's a bit harsh on him. And I think it's a bit silly from Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Uli Hoeneß. I keep pronouncing his name differently. Hoeneß. Wobben to Leicester City? Nah, I think it might be because he's getting old. I just don't think I don't think he'll have much more in it. And I agree with David. Saying cannot see it happening. And it won't happen at all. Probably won't. Read the Ledbetter thing. What's the
Read the Ledbetter thing. He said, "What a legend Ledbetter is to do that. To do what? Logan Bateson went to the stream. Is that how you pronounce it?
Logan Bateson, yeah. He's magic, just for Ledbetter go. I don't think that anymore because he's not a ball player.
Doesn't he play for both? No, does he? I can't remember.
He plays for Sunderland and he did play for both. He played for both for about, how many years? 8, 9 years. And he started support both since 2012 or something, 2010. I can't quite remember now. It's been quite a while. Anyways, next one. Harry Wilson is on loan at Derby County. He's only 22 years old. Newcastle, Southampton, and Brighton Hove Albion are all interested in trying to sign him, but Liverpool will only accept 25 million plus. Is that a bit much for a player, even though he does well in the Championship? Never gets any game time in the Premier League. Is that a bit too much to ask? Yeah,
I do think so. And we talk about Premier League pricing again. When you look at Dortmund signing Julian Brandt for 20 million, was it? Julian Brandt. Bundesliga proven way better right now than Harry Wilson, plus with a lot of potential. It's ridiculous. As I said, the Premier League pricing, it's a big club like Liverpool, and it's going to put clubs off that big price tag. I reckon there'll be a club like Bournemouth, or maybe not Bournemouth, but someone of that calibre who will pay that kind of price for him, though. There'll just be someone. But he's unproven in the Premier League, only proven in the Championship. You can't be spending £25 million on him. Although he looks good, he's not Premier League proven. He's not even top flight proven.
Fair points. There you go. You've heard it from the man himself. Yeah, I do think some of the that's what Joe was on about. His mum died the day before the second leg. He played for them the next day for her. His dad died a while ago and is buried at the Stadium of Light. Oh, right. Fair enough. Fair play to him. My glasses have just gone cockeyed. Right. Now, here's the main talking points. David Hayes rejected a contract deal with Manchester United. As it stands, if he leaves, Romero will be number 1. That means United need to sign another top-quality goalkeeper. We were linked with Oblak, and that was never going to happen. Neuer's not going to leave Bayern Munich. Navas won't leave Madrid. Ter Stegen's not going to leave. there's a lot of, you get rid of David De Gea, he's irreplaceable. If we get rid of De Gea and we have Sergio Romero, easily 10th next season. Unless we can bring in some good players. So De Gea is irreplaceable. We cannot afford for him to leave. And I think the board said they weren't going to allow him to leave. But Sergio Romero, he's a very good backup goalkeeper. Just don't think he's good enough to be number one goalkeeper. Anyways, 6 minutes left to shoot. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's not 6 minutes left. 1 till quarter 2. 1 till quarter 2. What have you been discussing now? Transfers. Dean Henderson. Nah, he's at Sheffield United. Don't think he'd be good enough for United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to make room for new signs at Manchester United. Has decided Romelu Lukaku and Matthew Adami and Michael Rojo no longer have futures at the club. Well, Van Matten, I'm not surprised anyway. I think he was going to go anyway. Thought it was 22. No, it was quarter. It's quarter 2. It was always quarter 2. Unless that's a different, but it was definitely quarter 2. So
yeah,
1 till quarter 2 anyway. Well, yeah, I must have said the wrong time to Joe.
George,
here's the main.
I was just replying to the live chat. I think Lukaku will leave. Yeah, George.
Lukaku's definitely. Now, here's one thing. Wayne Rooney. Now, I know this isn't really transferring to a different club type of stuff, but this is very, very. Hold on a second. Very interesting to hear this. Wayne Rooney wants to go into management after he retires from football. Now, Rooney's obviously a Manchester United legend, Everton legend. Plays for DC United at the minute, and I think he's probably going to end his career in America. Now, if he does, where's he going to be manager of? Now, that's the thing. Is he going to be in the Premier League? Is he going to be in the MLS? Is he going to be in any other league? It's interesting. It depends on what Rooney feels like. Stuff. I think it'll be quite decent anyway, but hold on a second.
One sec.
Hold on a sec. Thought you would have known he's on loan from United. Wait, who is? Oh, Dean Henderson. Oh yeah. Onana, don't think we'll get him because he's done very well at Ajax this season. Imagine the Championship to begin with. Yeah, he'll probably do a Frank Lampard going to the Championship manager. I wouldn't mind having him at Borough. I don't think a lot of Borough from it's interesting though because I think he's done well in his career. Just don't know whether he's going to be good enough as a manager. That's the thing. Oh, you're back, Jude. Right. I was just saying, what are your thoughts on Rooney wanting to go into management?
Thing is he smart enough? Genuinely though, it's not really mean. I mean, we know he's not the smartest, like in terms of maths. Apparently, he got 0 on a maths test before. But it's stuff like that. Is he smart enough with his tactics? Maybe, but maybe not. I don't know if he's going to be tactically good at being a manager. Is he even a leader in the dressing room? I think this could be set up to fail unless he's really, really good at tactics and we just don't know about it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I haven't even got my camera on me. That's a fair point. By the way, I just want to say welcome to Tony Pulis out. He has left the club, by the way. And so that's one big transfer for Bo, and that's one of the only transfers we've ever made in this transfer window so far. Tony Pulis going out. Now, enough of the Bo stuff a minute. Ramsey to Juventus, it was obviously the V's going to get confirmed on the 1st July, which is another month away. And there's people saying, what are we going to expect from him? What will he expect at Juventus? But I'm going to ask the first question that I said. No, I'm not going to ask about what will he expect. But I think what I'm going to say is basically, what are we going to expect from him? Will people expect him to be a fantastic player, or do people think he's going to be a flop? What are your thoughts, Jude?
Who? Well,
Ramsey.
yeah. Again, it's another player. I think he could suit the Serie A, and he's had a strong end to the season. I know he's been injured, but like recently, but it's a player who I think could suit the Serie A very well. Again, with his style of play, he's not the quickest, he's not the strongest, but he is intelligent, and his intelligence at Juventus, as I pick up his stick, is going to really help. It's going to really help. Ronaldo. Just playing them through balls into him, he's going to get plenty of assists. And Dybala, I think, will leave Juventus. I mean, his brother's already said it, so that could be a free spot for Ramsey to take.
Who's already said it?
Oh, Dybala's brother already said that Dybala will be leaving Juventus. Don't know how true that is.
Who has allowed that message? I was just pressing right. Enough of all these messages, Tony, for yourself, because otherwise the moderators will probably kick you out. They don't stand for any nonsense. Anyway, Dean Henderson's on loan at Sheffield United, but there's rumours saying he wants to move to the Premier League. I wouldn't blame him. He's took them up to the Premier League. Why not? Pepe's leaving, says the Orban podcast. He's been all over the place, hasn't he? He's been at Real Madrid. He went to where else did he go? Of course, he was at Besiktas the minute. I'm sure he was at one of the Portuguese clubs. I can't think of which Portuguese club it was now. Sporting Lisbon or someone. No, it wasn't Benfica. I can't remember. It was definitely one of the Portuguese clubs. I can't remember off the top of my head. Definitely Portuguese club, and then he went to Besiktas. And so
now he is at Porto.
That's where he is. Porto, that's it. Yes, that's the club I was thinking. I couldn't remember which one it was. But we are going to finish soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if he'd leave. Although, actually, no, sorry, I'll take that back. I would be surprised because he's in his own country. So why would he? Anyway, Strootman on loan to either West Ham, Everton, or Manchester United. Now, yes, the three clubs I've just mentioned, West Ham, Everton, and United, have all been gifted a chance to have Kevin Strootman on loan from Olympique de Marseille. Now, if United can get it, I think it'd be a decent signing. Just doesn't really have the Premier League experience. So, which one out of the three clubs do you see him going to, if he even does go any of them? I think, for me, I don't think United will get him. I think he'd probably go to... Oh, I got the elephant's head down. And UAE is flopped backwards.
Well, I don't technical difficulties earlier.
Not technical difficulty. Head difficulty. Right. I can see him going to either West Ham or Everton. So if I was going to pick one, I'd say he's most likely to go to West Ham.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the players who have come from different leagues have gone to West Ham. They've gone to the clubs that are a bit smaller. Everton finished in top 10. So, they could have Europa League football if Man City get banned by UEFA because of this financial fair play stuff. So, who knows? I think he'd probably go to West Ham. I'm doing my thingy, me Bob, at 8:45. Okay, fair enough. Playoff predictions. Charlton to go up. Aston Villa to go up. And who's in League 2 again? Oh, it's either Newport.
Tranmere.
And Tranmere. I think Tranmere.
Yeah. Beat Forest Green.
So we are pretty much nearly at the end now. I think we've said pretty much every single thing. So I don't know how we've managed to do it. We've done it in less
I don't know
than
how we've done
45 minutes. Oh, we have
We've
got
done
one
very
more
well.
thing, no? Who's going to be Middlesbrough FC manager? Now that was the one
Right.
final thing I've not done.
So it could
Now,
be Jonathan Woodgate.
we'll have to do it quick. We'll have to do that quickly though, because we have about a minute before the klaxon will sound.
Yeah.
So it could go any moment. Soon as we just quarter. So we'll have to be very quickly. We've got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So as it stands, it's either going to be Slavisa Jokanovic, Jonathan Woodgate, or even John Terry. John Terry, I certainly don't want. Woodgate, I don't want. Slavisa Jokanovic, yes. So who's going to come as the ball manager at the minute?
Let's know in the live chat below. Oh, what did Devil Daily say? Oh, I confused the
Not much. Good to remember a lot missing, like please welcome your host suit. Nah, I don't do the please welcome your host thing now because there's literally no point really.
But guys,
at the minute, I might do it, you know.
we might hear something.
As I say, yeah. One headphone news because the klaxon will sound any moment. But quickly, who do you think is going to be ball manager out of the three favourites? Did I just say?
Jokanovic. It has got to be Jokanovic. If they appoint anyone else that isn't Jokanovic, especially if he's been interviewed and wants the job, then they're very silly because Jokanovic will get you up. And he's a very good manager. Did very well at Watford. Did very well at Fulham until, the Prem. And even in the Prem, I don't think it was necessarily his fault. Maybe with the signings he made in the Prem, but even that.
Absolutely. I did warn you guys that it would be a bit of a noise. The klaxon would sound shortly, and it does. That is the klaxon, which means we are out of time. Unfortunately, apologies about that, but I've just seen the streams lagging. Nope.
I don't think so.
Just quickly before we do, and stream's doing a fantastic show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for all the likes and stuff. Please do share the channel and do subscribe if you are new. Vote for on Facebook. I hope that we get Slavisa Jokanovic. I think he'll suit Middlesbrough. He's got championship experience. Please do message me if you want to be on transfer show tonight. I'll probably come on myself if you want. Joe's but that will be it. Jude, thank you very much for coming on. Absolute pleasure, mate. And of course, we'll have you on a future stream. We've been joined by the Elephant.
Yes, rare appearance for the Elephant. He doesn't get many appearances on. It might be the first appearance for the Elephant on Dazzer's channel. So,
not really.
Say hello, Elephant. Say hello. Hello. Very nice person.
That didn't work.
But,
anyways, that's going to be it. Thanks, Jude, for coming on. All the best. And of course, we'll soon see what happens. Who will be Middlesbrough manager? What will happen next week? Next week, we are joined by Joe Willett. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place. See you on Dazzer's Football Stand, 7 p.m. Do not miss it. We'll catch you later.
Never.
See you. Yep. Come on, see you on Dazzer's Football Stand and on Dazzer's Transfer Show. For me and Jude, it's good night.
Goodbye.
And guten Nacht if you Deutsch, I forgot to say.
Hey.